So college football playoffs, they little rankings come out again. Is Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and TCU, with Tennessee and LSU and USC on the outside looking in. And what do you guys think? Do you think it would be okay just to have the winner of each conference make the playoffs and be done with it? I mean, there are 10 conferences. With the independents, I don't care about them. I mean, they can be excluded for all I care. I mean, either join the league or don't. But
Yeah.
if the winner of each conference make the playoffs, want to eliminate all this guesswork on who was who, because all people are doing are guessing, man. I mean, don't you want to see an actual champion, so to speak, make the team, make the conference?
I want to see what they do. I want to see what college football need to do a playoff system like the NFL, where you get your top, your top divisions. Like Georgia beat Mississippi State this past week, and with Georgia, the winners of the East. You get the winners of the West, and then of each,
You can't
Big
do it
Ten,
like
Pac-12. Yeah, oh, it can be done like that. It can be done like that because I know that they're looking at money, and maybe it can't be because the way they've done things for the last umpteen years. But really and truthfully, if you want a true playoff, you get your division. Whoever wins that East, West, North, South, whatever, each one, and get you a playoff. And whoever's in the top 25, whoever wins their division or whatever conference or whatever, and get up and do an actual playoff. That way, you don't have the same. You don't see the same teams all the freaking time.
why you can't do it like that. See, the NFL, you got the AFC playoffs, the NFC playoffs, and everybody is playing each other. Depends upon where they win a division or whatever the case is. But in college, the SEC is about the best thing out there. You can't say, okay, well, if Georgia go, I can't let Alabama go. I can't let LSU go. I can't let these other schools go because now you got some team over here where the conference ain't shit, and they go and win. And then when they do play in the playoffs, they get beat by 40 points. Nobody wants to see that.
I mean, but don't we have that in other sports too? Like, what season was that where like the Patriots were 11-5 and didn't make the playoffs? I mean, if you don't win your division, that's the one way to guarantee that you make the playoffs is to win your division. And I think if you do that in the NCAA, just let these guys win their conference. And because even though to us, yeah, we're saying that Alabama is better than Coastal Carolina. I get that. But why do it based on a ranking, which is someone's opinion, as opposed to if you win your conference, you go to the playoffs?
I mean,
Because
a lot of this,
you're
a
not
lot of
gonna
this
have
is
teams
also.
staying in the same conference. Why would I stay in the SEC if I know I got to go with Georgia and Alabama is only going to be one of us every year when we got 2 or 3 in the top 5 and we deserve to be there?
I mean, but that again, it's still opinionated though, because I mean, yeah, when you look at the eye test, yeah, you're going to say that Georgia and Alabama and all of them are top schools in the country. I'm not doubting that, but again, it's like in the NFL, you don't go to the playoffs based on your rankings. You go based on if you win your division, and of course now you got the wild card system, and you can't do wild card in the NCAA because there are too many teams. But division winners always go to the playoffs. Even if you have a losing record, if you win your division, you go to the playoffs.
But you think that's all right? So in other words, if they put Buffalo and they put Kansas City up the first week, why don't they do that then?
What do you mean put them up?
Put them in the playoff game. No bye week, no nothing. Why don't they let them play the first week? Why they have seeding?
I mean, they have seeding because it's an uneven number. Because you can't have 7 teams play a game. It got to be an even number.
What I'm saying is, you wouldn't have Buffalo playing Kansas City in the first round, no matter what, unless one of them had a losing.
Oh no, they do it. They do it that way because I mean, you want your better team, so your better teams to play later.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you talk about Ohio State versus Alabama or Georgia or Tennessee or somebody like that, this year that makes sense. But we just taking them conference to conference. No, you could do that with the Big Ten. You do that with the SEC. It's not fair to everybody else.
I mean, because
It's not fair to them. Not in
I
my
mean, but
opinion.
if you want to use the rankings to seed the conference winners like so that way you won't have two big teams playing each other in the first week. That's when you use the rankings.
Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.